Welcome back to today's episode of Why Would You Spend Money on That? I'm your host for Poor Financial Decisions, except this time I have over 100 views on a video, so blowing hundreds of dollars is justified. Yesterday I went to Guitar Center and picked up this MIDI controller from Novation. It's the Launchkey 49 and comes with Abelton lock. For those of you that don't know, MIDI stands for Musical Interface Digital Input, which is basically a fancy way of saying I bought a really expensive paperweight because this thing on its own doesn't produce any sounds. But at least it lights up. So this keyboard just basically lets you interface with whatever program you have on your computer. This instance being Ableton, but it can also be used with GarageBand or whatever other musical program you have. It lets you interact with that program in more of a streamlined way than using your computer keyboard and mouse. So in reality, as long as you have a good program and have this set up in the right way, this is better than a normal keyboard because you can assign any sound to the keys and mix and master everything. Which is what I really like about it, because I might not have any musical talent, but I do know how to slap a few keys and copy and paste my way into a beautiful finished product. So without any further delay, let's get right into unboxing this to see what it comes with, see what the setup process is like, go over some of the things you can do with this, and then finally see if it's worth the $200 price tag. Here we have the box, ready for the unboxing. So the unboxing is relatively straightforward. All you have is the keyboard itself and then one cord here. Got a little protective thing under the keys. The keys right off the bat feel pretty good. You can tell they're very springy as opposed to regular pianos, how you have the hammer, where some expensive pianos will have that hammer feeling, but this one feels very springy, but still feel very nice. So it doesn't really come with instructions besides the only thing on the box as you open it. It says just plug it in and then follow what you're prompted. And if you see on the back, it's got a sustain pedal input. You've got the USB to connect to your computer, and that's also power. And you've got the MIDI output if you want to do that. I don't see any battery or cable for power, so I'm pretty sure it's just this one cord does power and adds signal. So as soon as you plug it in, this pops up. It says Launchkey MK3 49 detected. So just click on that. Let's get started. Okay, so it just has me going through right now, registering on Novation to create an account. Since I have it connected to my computer, it's already up and running and it recognizes what I have in there, which is pretty nice. So I'm just going to go to my drivers and then install it for Mac since I have a Mac. Next, you can go to My Software on their website, and you can get Ableton Lite that comes with it, and you just click to redeem, and then download your version, and install that. I'm going to go ahead and install this and get everything up to date, and then I'll come back in a bit since it is a little large and it'll take a little bit. So something that's really nice about this, I thought there would be more to the unboxing, but it really is just the keyboard and one cord. All the instruction manuals and all the information you really need. Whenever you connect it to your computer, it pops up, and in a click you get everything you really need to know. After Ableton is done downloading and installing, I'm going to play around with this a little bit, just kind of get familiar with it, and then I'll show off some of the things I learned and some of the cool things you can do with this keyboard. Okay, I'm back. I did some playing around in Ableton. I learned a little bit. Let's see here. So the things I learned, whenever I first connected the keyboard to my computer, I have my MacBook Pro connected to an external TV with an HDMI cord, and for some reason the audio is coming out of my MacBook Pro and not out of my TV. So I got around that by going up to Live on a MacBook and then to Preferences, and then under Audio I was able to change the audio output device to my HDMI as opposed to my built-in speakers. So that was one thing that I fixed right off the bat. I haven't learned too far in depth, but I did learn more about the keyboard itself and more about how to play it. For one thing, there are 8 different volume adjusters that coincide with 8 different tracks that you can do, because apparently Ableton Live Lite, which that comes with the keyboard, you're only allowed to do 8 different tracks or 8 different instruments at a time without upgrading the version of Ableton. So that's why there are only 8 there. And then the 9th one is the master volume, so you can control that. And then as you're playing, you can also use the pad up here. To do that, you just hold shift and then it'll light up. As you can see, I've got these 4 tracks there. So the first 4 pads are lit up. If I go over here on the right side of Ableton, then you can see a little bit of the mixing I did. So that's just something I made while I was messing around. If you want to see how I did that, I can delete this. And then to do that, just have it here. And then you can either start playing. And then you can click capture MIDI. And then it'll capture that little bit that you played. And now if I press play on the keyboard, then it'll play through that. So that's what I just played and then had it capture afterwards. To add different sounds, you just come over here on the left hand side of the screen, click a sound, and then grab whatever sound you want. It'll give you a little sample of what it sounds like if you click on it. And you simply drag it on over. And then now you can click in the screen and you can practice playing on the piano and kind of get a sense for what it sounds like and how different things will sound before you actually record it. Whenever you're ready, played around a little bit, I know a little bit of what I want. And you just capture MIDI right there. And now whenever you play through it, yeah, so you can just do that for each different one. You can bring in any sound you want and then just simply click on that line and it'll start playing through the MIDI with that. Or another thing you can do in the vertical mode right here, you can see on the vertical orientation here, the red box correlates to the pad here. So I can select the top ones just by clicking the pads, or I can select the bottom and just play free and then adjust the volume for that if I would like. And then you can just hit capture MIDI and then it'll keep that on loop, and then you can go to other ones. And you just stack it kind of like that. And this isn't going to sound good by any means, but just showing you an example of what it looks like. There we go, I'm officially an artist. Listen to the chorus. It's beautiful. It's music to my ears. So obviously I don't know how to play yet, and I don't know, like I said, anything about music really. But this is something I'm going to learn and hopefully get better at, but for now I really just jumped into it. I was walking through the store and saw it and thought it'd be cool to play around with. I'll probably post an update video whenever I learn how to do it and actually make music. I hope this video was helpful as far as knowing what you get. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If it was helpful, make sure you leave a like below and subscribe for, well, I guess more randomness, because I don't really know what I'm doing lately. But yeah,